parents, when was the moment you looked at your son and thought, that's my boy? For months, my kid had been campaigning hard for a raise in his weekly allowance, from $10 to $20. He'd always been responsible with money, so eventually I gave in. But after a few weeks, I started noticing something odd. He wasn't spending it. No new games, no snacks, nothing. The cash just seemed to vanish. One Tuesday, I got off work early and decided to surprise him by picking him up. As I pulled up to the school, I spotted him on a bench with a girl. They weren't chatting or laughing. They were both leaning over a notebook, my son's fingers tapping across the page like invisible piano keys. When he noticed me, he said a quick goodbye and rushed to the car, cheeks red. On the drive home, I asked casually, so, who's your friend? That's Olivia, he said. She sits next to me in music class. The following week, I was folding laundry when a crumpled receipt fell from his jeans pocket. $20, piano lesson, with an address I didn't recognize. That caught my attention. We didn't even own a piano, and he'd never once mentioned wanting to play. So, the next day, curiosity got the better of me. I followed him after school. He walked to a small music shop tucked between two cafes. An older man greeted him warmly. My son handed over his $20 and sat at the piano. For half an hour, he practiced, focused, determined. When the lesson ended, he thanked the teacher and left. But he didn't go home. He went straight back to school, to that same bench, and there was Olivia, waiting. I watched as he opened his notebook and began showing her what he'd just learned, step by step, note by note. That night, I asked him about it. He hesitated, then said quietly, Olivia really wants to play piano, but her family can't afford lessons. So I'm learning, so I can teach her for free. I just sat there, completely floored. My 11-year-old son had been using every dollar of his allowance not for himself, but to give someone else a chance to follow their dream. That was the moment I realized, yeah, that's my boy.